Hello, New Year's babies. I hope you all had an amazing and joyful Christmas and spent the following week reflecting on this year that is about to pass and assembling your hopes and plans for the coming year ahead. Because it's New Year's Eve and it's also time for your final weekly thunder of 2018. Not a whole lot happened in the world of the WWE besides Mr. McMahon-ta Claus announced that women's tag team titles will in fact be coming in 2019, a case of them proving the WWE Universe will be getting more of what they do want as the new authority. St. Vince also announced John Cena will in fact be on both Raw and SmackDown Live on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I guess since Bumblebee's been out for a couple of weeks, why not? Bowl season in college football is wrapping up and getting to the games we actually want. As Saturday night, Clemson beat the brakes off Notre Dame and Alabama beat the brakes off Oklahoma, but in slightly more interesting fashion. They'll meet up in the college football playoff national championship Monday night, January 7th. Bonus Thunder thing happening that day. An exclusive look at Captain Marvel will be showing sometime during that game, most likely halftime. And it's most likely the Captain Marvel preview that you can catch in the Newbie pre-show at your local movie theater, but whatever it is, I'll be watching. New Year's Day will be filled with super fun matchups, starting with LSU versus UCF, Ohio State versus Washington in the Rose Bowl, and Georgia versus Texas in the Sugar Bowl. I binged through a couple of series recently, starting with the first season of Titans on the DC Universe service, which, yes, it's a darker, more realistic take on the Titans, which is definitely not a popular flavor for DC amongst movie fans post-Dark Knight trilogy, but I adjusted to Beast Boy and Starfire's more human look. Sadly, Starfire's innocence and way of the speaking is absent here, but Anna Diop does a good badass amnesiac. I do like this take on Raven a lot, as when she gets emotional or her dad, Trigon's, messing with her, she goes from goth girl to a straight-up horror movie. Robin's fine. You'll be yelling, "Oh gods, just be Nightwing already," while probably not being able to get past that when he's unmasked you see more Arrowverse Barry Allen than Dick Grayson. Seriously, he looks so much like Grant Gustin with that haircut. All in all, the show's definitely not for everybody, but if it already appeals to you by watching previews, I encourage you to check it out. Also, the season finale is pretty dope. There's Batman, and sort of. And there's a post-credit scene because this is the age we live in. I also finished watching Season 2 of Marvel's Runaways, which continues right off from where the first season ended, with the titular group living on their own while trying to figure out how to bring their parents to justice for killing people to sustain the life of their alien leader, Jonah. If you can get past the sometimes repetitiveness of people getting pissy about someone else keeping a secret or the kids thinking their parents are vicious killers, when it's mostly because Jonah duped them and they hate Jonah as much as their kids do, then there's a lot to love here. All the actors are great, but I always love seeing James Marsters at work. Longtime Buffy fan here. Lifetime Buffy fan here. And also Julian McMahon redeem himself from the Fantastic Four movies of the 2000s. Plus, we get representation into how others live in the parts of LA not so rich and privileged, like Topher, a runaway who has powers similar to Molly's but with a shadier past, and Livy, a girl Alex meets while he spends time in Compton working for his father's old friend Darius. We also get to learn more about the supernatural elements of their world too, as Nico gets deeper with her powers and linked to the staff. We learn a lot more about the alien race Jonah and Carolina are part of, and plenty more of Old Ace, the Dionysus, however you pronounce that velociraptor-looking thing, with a psychic link to Gert. With the Marvel Netflix shows going out the window one after the other, the pickings are getting slimmer for Marvel television, but this is a quality one and a worthy watch, especially for those who are curious to see something different in the Marvel Universe, and not the same characters we've seen our entire lives. Before I close out this final episode of 2018, I want a chance to, first of all, thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for listening and supporting us. Even during that 3-month dry spell, where you got nothing than just weekly thunders, and now You get those and full episodes on a regular basis. Also, I just want to say something about New Year's resolutions. I don't want to say they're bullshit, because some people have the strength of will to stick with them and carry them out, and others just get a certain comfort making them because it gives them hope that 2019 won't be a garbage year if they had one in 2018. Whatever works, it's your life. But I really don't have any myself, besides being an even more positive person and also keeping my eyes wide open for new opportunities that will bring growth and joy. But my point being is, all the major things that have happened to me this year, particularly these last 5 months, have come by way of things initially going wrong, and then I jumped on opportunities to make shit even better. Thunder Talk came about because I tried to leave one night job for another job that I thought I had a lock on because of my experience, and I was cool with everyone there. Then that fell apart before I even started. But I resolved to make it work with my DashCon day job, and with this extra time, maybe start a little podcast myself. So I put my head together with Lightning Lad, and here we are. My wrestling obsession came about also because of this extra time, and I was training myself to stay in on Mondays and Tuesdays instead of blowing money drinking out, so I started staying home to watch Raw and SmackDown. This is after I binge-watched Alexa Bliss's collection on WWE Network, and I was like, this whole wrestling thing looks pretty watchable, actually. So we're calling it and saying the goddess saved my life. That's right. Facts. End of story. Quitting smoking at the end of July came about because I was getting pissed off at myself that I'm 27 and getting winded going up and down stairs of auditoriums at work. Now I run all over them. My promotion came at a not particularly convenient time, I initially thought, during the holidays, but it was at one of my favorite spots, and I didn't know when a chance like that would come again, so I gave it my best shot, and now I got to spend the rest of December far away from that god-awful road. I mean, sure, since I've started said promotion, there's been a lot of definitely awkward times and difficult times, but I've resolved myself to learn from it and become even better. Probably a month from now, I'm going to be a kick-ass manager. Because last December, I always remember, I worked the same 2 jobs and hopped the same 2 bars over and over, and now all that's changed for the better for the reasons listed above. I haven't even mentioned going to a haunt every weekend during the season, along with the 2 Friday the 13th and Christmas haunts, and going to my first wrestling event and college football event, Clemson, Carolina, if you don't remember. Pretty much what I'm saying is, it's great to plan. It always is. But you always gotta know that you're bound to get at least 5 good curveballs a year. I was watching Young Justice earlier today, and Batman said something along the lines of the initial battle plan never survives upon first contact with the enemy. It's how you adjust that makes you successful, or something like that. But that's pretty much the gist he was getting at. And I adjusted this year like I never adjusted before, and I love the results. I'm ready to build on 2018 and see what other new things come my way, and I hope you are too. Remember to drink, fight, especially for your goals and your happiness, and I'll talk to you in 2019.